Hi everyone, my name is Federico from Data Rollup, and on this first video on this series we will be looking at how to make a profit by arbitraging NFTs, veVELO NFTs on Quixotic. So first of all, what is Data Rollup? Data Rollup is a space created by me to share and to discuss different methods to use data to make the best decisions in the Web3 landscape. So for this particular video, we'll be looking at how to make a profit out of veVELO NFTs. Great, okay? So first of all, we start with what are veVELO NFTs and what is Velodrome Finance, which is behind the veVELO NFTs. Velodrome Finance is an AMM on Optimism mainnet. Optimism is an L2 solution for Ethereum that has a different way of incentivizing liquidity than the common AMMs we look at. It is marketed itself, Velodrome markets itself as the trading and liquidity marketplace on Optimism. So let's see what it's all about. We'll go on a quick overview. If you want to know more, don't hesitate to read the docs. So we have Velodrome. This is the typical swap interface, pretty similar to what we see in Uniswap, Sushi, or whatever AMM you like. We have the pools where a user can provide liquidity to earn an APR based on the liquidity provided. And the first particularity of Velodrome is that the APR is paid in Velo tokens. And the allocation of the Velo tokens for each pool is decided by the voters of the protocol. Voters will go to the interface and vote for any of the different pools. And the other singularity that it has is that in order to be a voter, you must lock Velo tokens to have voting power. Whenever you create a lock, for example here, you select the amount of tokens you like, for example, in this case, 10K tokens for 4 years, and you get 10,000 veVELO power. But if you lock it, for example, for 1 year, you get 2,500 veVELO power. This is proportional to the time locked. So whenever we lock Velo tokens, we get a veVELO NFT for this voting power in exchange for locking these tokens. So what we'll be looking at on this video is how to buy these NFTs on the secondary market and how to know when to buy them when it's profitable. If we were to buy a veVELO NFT, so for example 10,000 veVELOs, we would like to pay less than what we get from locking it ourselves, right? We would like to buy it on a discount because in the end, the person selling this NFT is looking for liquidity. At this moment, we have liquidity. We are locking this liquidity to get the NFT. So we would like to buy it on a discount. And whenever we sell it, of course, we'll have to sell it on a discount. The locked NFT, it has less value than the tokens themselves, okay? And one last thing I forgot to mention is that whenever you vote, you get two types of rewards. You get the fees from the pools you voted and the bribes from the protocols. This means that protocols can incentivize liquidity by bribing the NFT holders. Okay, so we know what we want to do, we know the strategy, and now how are we gonna execute it? So first of all, we go to Quix.app, formerly Quixotic, and we can find that we have the collection of Velodrome here. And we see that we have a lot of different NFTs from this collection, and with a lot of different prices, different sellers, and of course different images. As we can see, the image has the information from the Velos that has been locked. Otherwise we couldn't know if 0.0002 ETHs are a fair price for this, right? So for example, if we want to know how much Velos this has, we could go to the mint whenever this was minted, and we can see that it has very, very little Velo. This is what we call the spam NFTs because they have no value. I mean, minting or buying this would require a bigger amount of gas than what you get in exchange, even in case this was free. So we won't be buying this. We'll be looking at NFTs that are more profitable, right? So for example, a profitable NFT that we can find is this one, the number 6723, which cost 0.01 ETH, which is more or less $16 to $18. And if we go to the whenever this was minted, we can see that more than 3,000 Velos were locked for this mint, which is quite a lot to get for only $16. Imagine that right now the Velo token is worth 2.5 cents, more or less. So if we go with 0.05 times 3,000, for example, we'll be buying at least $75 by buying only $16 of ETH. This is a profit of $60 on buying only one NFT instead of locking, of course. So we have this opportunity and we see that we could profit out of it, right? Well, we'll see at the end of the video that there are some cases whenever we can't profit out of this. This is one of these cases, but we'll see that there are a lot of cases of NFTs that can be profit out of them. And we see a lot of people that are making use of this strategy. So in order to find the NFTs, we should go to Quix.app, get the different NFTs that are listed, and then compare the price from Quix.app and know how many Velos there were locked. So I'll go pretty fast with the technical solution I found. First of all, how to find the different NFTs from Quix.app. Well, what I like to do is I go here to the collection. I go and inspect in order to get the API call that I want. Go to network and I start to scroll down and I see here there's an API call. I just do this thing, which is copy as CURL on Bash, and I use Postman here. With Postman you can import any request and Postman will clean it for you. Okay, so in this case I'll change some parameters for this API call. The offset will be 0, this is the pagination, and limit 100, for example, to get 100 of the NFTs. And the availability I want for sale, because I want only the ones that are for sale. The others don't matter to me. And I'll go enter, and I should get a response from the server. And here it is, it's the JSON response. We can see that this response is the thing we're looking at. If you go to the JSON beautifier right here, here it is. If we go to the JSON beautifier here, we can see that this is an object. First of all, it says the count of all the NFTs that are on this case, well, the pagination, the previous, and the results for each of the NFTs listed. And for each one, we'll get the address, the different values, and here we'll get the sell order with the price, the ETH price, and the USD price. This is the number we want. And we also get the image metadata. So on this case, we can get all this information to compare it with the different NFTs. We just have to run a script. So I'll go through the implementation I made pretty fast. So I have VS Code here. I like to code in Python, so I'll do this in Python. First of all, the request, the imports, we'll go through these imports. And what we'll do first is to get the response from Quix.app in a JSON for Python, and we get this JSON. Let me see, it takes a while. And as we can see, if we do this JSON, we get the same JSON as we've seen in Postman. Now, this JSON, we can access it by using the common way we do it in Python. So it's like this. For example, I get the results, 15, sell order, USD price, and we get the USD price for the NFT on the place 15 of the JSON. So if we want to go to the 16, I'll get, well, in this case, it's the same price. If I go to, for example, 45, it's the same price. Well, it's not like the best situation. Well, same price. Well, you have to believe me that there are different prices. And also, if I go to the results, to the JSON response, we can get the image. If I go to another position, well, in this case, the image, I believe it's different, so we get it. But here's the next problem: how to get the image out of this code? Well, this code has the particularity of, well, being readable by a browser. As you can see, if you copy and paste this in a browser, you can get the information. We could solve this by using Selenium in Python, but we'll do it more clean, I would say, with only by some lines of code instead of opening Selenium, because Selenium takes a little bit more of time and it's not what we like here. We like a faster implementation. So what we'll do is, well, first of all, I'll go one by one on these lines of code, get the NFT metadata. So for example, in this case for the 15, here it is. So for example, for this 15, we'll get the NFT metadata and we will parse it so that we get like this, only the part after the base 64. Because base 64 is the way it is encoded. We need to decode this. All this is information about this codification, and well, we do it like this, and then we have the coded string, right? And then we have, as you can see, well, this is the this thing parsed, and we want the index 1 of this whole code. So we get the index 1 and we get this coded string, which is the one we're looking at and with the one we will decode. And well, what we'll do first is to decode it, the base 64 decode, and we'll get the codification, but in a byte format. We don't want byte format, we want a string format. So we get this to decode to UTF-8, and we get a string out of this. And here we can see the string is easier to find. Here we can see the value, the number we're looking at. And then with Beautiful Soup, library to parse this type of things, we'll first of all get this as a page. You see the string, this is no longer a string. And finally, we will get the information on value. This is a lot of functions in one, but if you can see, we go here and for example, we find this in Beautiful Soup, which is this class base x10 y80, class base 10 y80. We got only this and we split it and we get, well, the number here, I think it's here, yes, this number, but this number is not what we're looking at. We want the number divided by 10 to the 18th, because the Velo tokens have this scientific notation. So if we go like this, we get the exact number of Velo locked on this NFT. Now, if we want to compare everything, we should build a complete script to iterate through all of these results from Quixotic, and we'll get the information we want. On this case, I made my whole script that makes all these requests and it pastes them on a Google Sheet. So I'll be running it right now to see that everything works. And I'll show you, if you're a little bit lazy to build the script yourself, that here in Data Rollup.xyz, I built this table to see if there are any profitable opportunities of NFTs at this current moment. So as we can see, this was last updated today, 8 of 9 of 2022. at 12.56, and we have all these profitable opportunities to buy on Quixotic. But as I said before, there are some cases which unfortunately are most of the cases where these profitable opportunities can't be executed. So for example, if I go with the NFT 642, which is being sold in Quixotic for $800, but it has a lock-in cost of $3,500. We see that if we want to buy this on Quix.app, this will be quite difficult to do so, because when we go with buy now, it says execution reverted attached. So this means that the execution cannot be complete, and this is because the NFT wasn't reset before putting it to sell on Quix.app. And this is a problem because there are a lot of NFTs with this problem. We try, whenever I want to buy, I try to contact the person selling it to tell them, hey, you have to reset it before. There is a complete explanation how to reset on Data Rollup.xyz on the blog post. But there are some cases where you want to buy and you won't be able because the NFT isn't reset. I'm trying to find a way to automate the knowledge of if it's reset or not, in order to not gather the data from the ones that are not reset and do this faster. And also this enables us to, if we want, make a script to just buying it automatically. There are some people doing this. If not, you can do it by yourself. It's a pretty easy Python implementation, and you can make some bucks out of it. So this was everything for this video. I hope you liked it. It was, well, a lot about using the data, the public data, to make better decisions, to buy something at a discount, and well, to get more knowledge of what's going on the landscape. In this case, I believe that right now there's not much liquidity on the buying and selling veVELO NFTs because the market of veVELO is not big enough right now. It's a market that is growing more and more. With each day that goes by, Velodrome is a really promising protocol in the future, and I believe that if the protocol goes far, we'll see a lot of secondary market for veVELO NFTs, so this type of strategy would be more profitable in the future. So that was all for this video. Please comment if you like it, if not, also comment, and also if you like, you can subscribe, go to the website, and well, we'll see you with more content in the following days. Bye bye.